We got caught up watching people be salty in video games. Is that such a crime?
Yes.
Is that why we're so late to start this shit? Is that why I'm about to make a loud noise?
Oh no, what are you... Oh god, it got everywhere. Oh god, there's foam everywhere!
Oh no!
Why would you do that? Oh, there's foam everywhere!
It's not like I'm gonna do laundry or anything after this, oh no.
Foam everywhere, guys, I'm sorry.
I don't mind being sticky.
Foamy and sticky. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
mind being sticky. And I don't mind watching people get salty, because it certainly is fun to watch people get salty. Especially when they're questioning Konami again.
Oh, Konami, what'd you do this time?
What did they do this time?
Okay, so some kid, 17 years old or some shit, he made a mod that's basically just PT remade for the PC. If you don't know what PT is, it's basically a demo for Silent Hill's game that came out.
Yeah, I've seen lots of gameplay for that.
Yeah, spooky scary.
Very
spooky
spooky.
scary.
Very spooky.
It looked kind of boring to me, but it was spooky scary.
Honestly,
I'd have to play it, honestly, to see how scary it was, but I can't. Because you can't get PT anymore.
That's why consoles sold for like several $100 with the PT demo on it.
Yeah. Kind of wish I took advantage of that. But anyway, when PT got taken down, you couldn't download it anymore, you couldn't get a hold of it anymore, because Capcom said, no, fuck you, we hate... not Capcom, Konami. Konami's like, no, fuck you, Kojima, you get the fuck out of here. Take Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro with you. Go on, get out of here!
Gonna ban you from the Get Video Game Awards.
Yeah, they banned his ass from the Video Game Awards.
What is wrong with Konami exactly?
Because, I don't fucking know.
Like,
there was a falling out between them. No one knows what happened. It just there was a falling out.
Because he was like their biggest moneymaker, you know?
Yeah, his games were quite big. I mean, there's lots of Konami games that I'd love to see get remade.
Shit, people were excited for the PT demo because they're like, what the fuck? There's a new Silent Hill game with Konami and Guillermo del Toro working together with Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus, his whole likeness and everything. Like you see in Death Stranding, that was supposed to be in... the Silent Hills game, because at the end, when you beat the demo, there's a trailer, like, CG snippet thing showing Silent Hill, the town, and then you see a guy walking, then he turns around, and it's Norman Reedus.
So people were excited.
But anyway, this kid made basically a mod to essentially recreate PT, and the whole thing was called PT for PC.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got contacted by Konami.
Oh boy.
And they gave him a cease and desist. Apparently people at Konami liked it, but... it was basically PT, so they had to kill it.
Of course.
So, it's gone. And, at the same time that they gave him a cease and desist, they also gave him an internship.
To kind of try to not look like a kettle of dicks?
I think it's more just to get the guy...
people at Konami liked his work, and he's a 17-year-old with no formal education who made PT.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, but also they didn't want to...
I mean, no, they don't care.
Companies won't give two flying fucks if they have to give a cease and desist. Look at YouTube. The companies will give cease and desist.
They hand that shit out like poison candy.
Yeah, they toss it like fucking confetti at a parade. It's everywhere. It's not a huge, like, irregular thing anymore. And if someone's, like, basically recreating your work, are you going to sit there and be like, stop, but here, have something? Also, or are you going to tell them, stop that shit or I'm going to whoop your ass?
It's also the fact that this is Konami. This is the same company that... after Kojima got fired, or let go, depending on how it is, they were like, yeah, probably fired. They're like, Metal Gear Solid, pachinko game. Fuck you.
Yeah, Konami was like, for the longest time trying to get out of console games, I think.
Yeah, they started
switching. I heard they were trying to go pharmaceutical?
Their pachinko games, and all their like other stuff they wanted to focus on. They only got back into games because...
that was their money maker.
And they saw that drop, and they were like,
"Oh, margins drop," and they're like, "Oh, well, this is a bad idea.
We need to fix this right away."
This was a terrible idea.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was a terrible idea. So of course, Konami has to do the bit. So with this, actually, I give them props because they realized, hey, you know what? This kid was able to make PT by scratch for the PC and everything.
Well, not from scratch. It was a mod.
Even still, able to make it with all that work and bring it to the PC, get the kid.
Yeah.
Because even if they don't want to make PT again, this kid is fucking amazing. So it's like, better have him on our side than against us.
Yeah.
Yeah. better to have him on the side
And plus he's young, so we can groom him to think like us.
Yes. Yeah, 5-9 give or take, because everyone knows the whole Big Brother system that Konami has. So...
Big Brother system?
Oh, yeah. It's, this was a thing that happened, which is that Konami monitors every single person who works in their company. And to the point that there have been people who kind of have slightly, like, there's been art animators, game designers, and things like that have spoken out, like, slightly against the company. Not, like, bad. They'll say, like, this could be a little better, this could be a little worse. And they have demoted them to janitorial.
Really?
Yeah, they would, instead of firing you, they'll just demote you to janitorial, and you're stuck as a janitor working for the company.
I'd quit. I'd find a better job. There's better work to be had.
Honestly,
But that's where the American style is like, fuck this shit. With Japanese, they tend to be like, they don't want to leave. So it's like...
quitting is frowned upon, and it's pretty much...
I wouldn't just
Just
quit.
quit.
I do what I do for any job I currently have. I job hunt, find the other job, and then give my 2 weeks notice.
That's what I mean, though. There is a celebration of tenacity and sticking with something even if you don't like it, because that speaks of your character. And if you
do it every 2 months, it's going to speak volumes to your character. If you stick with companies for years and then you speak out once and you're demoted to janitorial, leaving, not seen as much to be frowned upon.
Like I said, I don't know what happened to those guys. All I know is that that's what happened to them. Whether or not they stayed with the company, whether or not they left, that's up in the air. It's unknown at this time.
I would have fucking left. I wouldn't sit for that shit.
I would too.
Speaking of leaving, though...
Oh, Lord.
You heard recently about the controversy that Arena Games, the guys who make Guild Wars 2, are in?
No.
Okay, so recently, one of their writers, this female writer for their team, was on Twitter, and she was talking about her game. And what happened was, she's talking about like the difficulty in making a story, like a nice, like multi kind of pathing story for MMOs, just because, it has to be kind of bland in some ways, universal. And this one guy chimes in. Now, he's not being a dick. He didn't even call her out on anything, call it bullshit. He says, that is a tough job. I have a few questions I'd like to ask about it. But I understand, like, if you're having difficulty with it and things like that, and if there's any way we can help, let us know. And she goes on a tirade against him, saying, you don't know how my job works. This is a private account on my Twitter, even though it's public, with thousands of subscribers. She goes on this tirade against this guy, not knowing that not only is he a player, he belongs to one of the biggest guilds in the game, and is a no moderator on the forums. And she goes on against him, saying, you don't understand shit, you're a sexist fuck, it's all your kind of men, da-da-da. Turns it into this whole, blows this thing completely out of proportions. So much so, and like one guy just comes to defend her saying, hey, this is a private account, you guys shouldn't jump on her and things like that. Both of them get fired from Arena Games. The CEO steps in and is like, look, I have to fire you. It's not like he comes in, just straight up fires her, and she leaves there, and since then has gone to other journalists and things. And if you go look this up, it's one of those things that unless you find the actual truth, most spin it as she got fired because the COO was weak and gave into the crowd and the patriarchy and all this other shit. Like,
sounds like this guy tried to be helpful and she went off on him like a bitch.
That's what it was.
And then she got fired for it.
Yeah, but she doesn't...
And it's not private if publicly people can see it.
If
we could literally go in and read the entire dialogue and be like, you're a cunt. And call it done.
That's the
And even then, the guy's not a co-worker. The guy's not anybody. He's a guy.
Yeah,
he's one of your clients.
Exactly.
And he's not being a dick. He's not yelling at her. He didn't make any sexist remarks. Never made a racist remark about her. Nothing. He was just asking certain questions about, okay, if as a writer you work on a game I play that I love, I have some questions. He never once attacked her. He was very mellow about everything. But she went on that tirade. And to this day, defends her. She never says once that it's her fault she got fired. She blames the CEO for being weak. She says that it's a sexist market, that women get abused all the time. Which, on one level, that does happen, but not on this situation. No, you were an asshole, and you paid the consequences. Because it's different if it's like, you're talking about your family, things like that, and someone chimes in. Then yeah, no, that's a kind of, that person's being a dick. But when you're talking about a game, and you're talking about it, you represent your company at that moment.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. And you're talking about your job in that company.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the content involved with that job. It kind of becomes a whole thing of, this is no longer a personal matter, this is a company matter.
And you put yourself out there, you set yourself up for fans to be like, hey, this and this. You don't necessarily at that point have a right to just shoot back and be all dickish at this fan, at this client, at somebody who wants to spend money with your company. You don't get to give them shit. That's like, going on Twitter and, saying you're...
If he was wrong, if he was an asshole, maybe I could see firing back, but it doesn't seem like this guy was an asshole at all.
Yeah,
no,
I read it.
I read the Twitter page. He was very polite. He never, even when she attacked him, he was like, "Hey, I'm not here to start a fight. I don't want to start an argument. I just was asking a few questions," and she just kept going back at him. And he's just like, eventually calling like everybody who plays the game are a bunch of assholes, shit like that, just being a real cunt about it. And to this day, it's like, no, I got fucked over, this system, all this shit. As a female writer, I can't get a job because all this bullshit. It's like, no, you fucked yourself. You put yourself in that position.
People won't hire you as a female writer, not because you're a female writer, but because you were a cunt and you blew up at people on a public fucking social media site, very publicly viewable by people. You're a fucking time bomb.
Yeah,
you are not someone people want to hire now.
People don't need that shit at their company. They don't need that kind of, just... There was a word I was looking for. Hostility? Toxicity?
Yeah.
Take your pick. Like, that is a very toxic mindset, and if you're gonna have that, obviously companies aren't gonna want to deal with that.
And if they contact your previous employer, what are they gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. It's been going on. This has been going on now where, like, it's kind of gotten bigger. There's more game journalists. I put in quotes because a lot of times...
Game journalists aren't even game journalists anymore. They're fucking SJWs in disguise.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but he is right on that because what ends up happening is, like, if you go look up any article, like, by any of the major game companies, they spin it as, she's this innocent girl who got attacked on the internet. And they pull up the other Twitters from not the guy who she ended up arguing with, but the other toxic part of the community who's like, fuck this cunt, fuck this bitch, not the actual...
They don't give the whole picture.
Exactly.
Journalists these days don't give a shit about anything except clickbait.
Yeah. And that's literally everywhere, even in news articles, even in game news articles, in any news article. It's just,
that's why I don't put much stock
spin.
into, like, news media anymore. I only go for, like, a few select sources of anything.
Yeah.
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 That's why I like Razor Fist.
That's why I like Yaga.
He's so fucking blunt about shit in his very, like, verbal way of delivering just like, yeah, this is what really happened. These people are fucking idiots.
Sounds like my kind
only
of
more
journalist.
fast-paced, bigger in terms of vocabulary, and guy could be an auctioneer.
All right, so
I've shown you guys videos from this guy.
Yeah, you have shown me videos of him. See, but that's the thing about the game journalist thing. Just reminds me once again, of the whole controversy that happened with CD Projekt Red and the one company and the guy like defending himself on this position. It's like you really don't have I hate to say it, but you don't have a leg to stand on. It's not like, yeah, you have the audio for this game. You didn't have to release it. You could have been like, hey, you know what? This is stuff like, hey, we have special audio. We're not going to release it, but we got a chance to see it, give our opinions on it. The guys, even before the event, tell you, no photography, no audio, no anything. This is a private showing to you guys because we don't want anyone to see it yet. And
what is this?
This was the event that happened with Cyberpunk 2027, where a game journalist was invited to the private booth at E3, and on his iPhone, recorded audio from the game. And even at the very beginning of the audio, it even has where the guy comes in and goes, hey, no recordings, no anything. There's a private showing for you guys.
And he decided to be a cunt.
Yeah, what happens is that it pops up like, I think he does, like, he ends up getting the audio. He's like, hey, God. He goes to like his private channel and goes, hey, guys, I have this audio. What do you want me to do with this? So, of course, the fans are like, oh, yeah, you gotta show, you gotta play it. So they take the audio off his iPhone, clean it up, do all this work to it, and he posts it up online. First day, within the first 2 hours, instantly, they get that word.
Cease and desist?
Yes, it's cease and desist, and they get a mark on their YouTube account. And the guy's like, oh, we didn't do anything wrong, He's trying to make himself to be like this white knight hero almost, like, oh, I don't want to mess up, like, my friendship that I have with the guys at Project Red, because I have friends there for years. Yeah, and it's like,
kinda just did.
Exactly. Just cashed in on that friendship for fucking views.
Oh my god. Like, fuck him.
And he plays up like, oh, we have to do all this work, this effort to make this game, clean up all this audio so people can listen to it.
Didn't they have to sign a waiver, a non-disclosure agreement before going in?
Sadly, no, they did not have to sign a waiver, which is the reason why CD Projekt Red even admits this is partially their fault. Like, they didn't just completely just bash him. They're like, this isn't our fault because we didn't sign cease and desist. We trusted you guys with this information, but that's on us. So in the future, this kind of stuff's not going to happen. So they're going to crack down on it more. But it's still one of those things of, it's both parties' faults, in my opinion. CD Projekt Red, because they did not have like a waiver or anything saying, if you do this, that's what's going to happen.
That's why if I ever made a game company and I was doing showings, private at all, in any way, shape, or form, and anyone was going to be allowed to see it that was not part of the company working on it, non-disclosure agreements would be the first thing they would see before they even come in the fucking door.
Yeah.
Because I would not allow that kind of shit to stand. And if they broke those non-disclosure agreements,
You would come down on them?
I would drop the hammer of fucking justice on their ass.
And that's the thing. The CD Projekt Red, though, is that it's kind of interesting how they work, because they're they're probably the most transparent company. And they even admit to, like, when they fuck up, when they're default, when several people left and they explained, this is how the company works behind the scenes. They do have those moments where it's like, it's a shit show sometimes behind the scene where it's like, you start working on it and then they'll drop something and they'll rework it. Or they'll do this, they'll do that, and it keeps going. And CD Projekt Red just comes out when they were asked, it's like, they are right, there are things that we need to work on. We are a small company working on these major AAA titles. We don't ask for loans, we don't ask for handouts. We work on this on our own. So we have a big ambition, and we tend to go out of control with it. It's on us, we know, and we're trying to fix it. And that's the one thing I gotta give about the company. Is like, they know when they fuck up and go, we need to fix this. We need to fix this now, because it's gonna come back to haunt us later.
I wish more companies would be like that, honestly. Like, it being, transparent with things doesn't hurt you. It makes people trust you more. It makes people go, okay, they're putting their money where their mouth is. How nice of them to do that.
Yeah.
Now they might be doing, no. Like, usually companies that do that don't do scummy things. And if they do something that even seems scummy, they're like, oh shit, no, we didn't mean to do that. We're very, very sorry. Please continue to spend money with us, but, not in that self-serving sort of way, but still kind of in that self-serving sort of way, but,
You tend to see that from the smaller companies. You won't see that from, like, the titans like EA or Bethesda. Well, that's because Bethesda doesn't give a fuck. At this point, they just roll with the punches going, fuck it!
Nice. I'm surprised EA...
We've made a mistake! Alright, can we fix it? Fuck it, do it. Alright, move on to the next topic.
Okay, so we're gonna work on these mods, gonna work on Fallout 4, gonna work on Fallout 76, keep going, don't stop the train.
Mm-hmm.
EA is just like, it doesn't matter.
EA is a guy with, like, butterfingers just going, whoops-a-daisy, uh-oh, dropped it again, oh no!
It's almost to the point where you just record it and just sit back and watch and just have popcorn. It's fun to make fun of EA nowadays, because they are just that,
the problem is, it's too easy to make fun of EA.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
They've really, really let themselves go.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they don't see...
Back in the day, they used to be decent. Ish.
But the thing about it is, for them, they don't care about the gamers, they care about the investors. And as long as the investors as long as the investors make money, they don't give a damn.
Oh, there fucking is.
Okay, then. Well, okay.
Good to know. I'm just going to put this right here.
Alright,
for those of you wondering, I was trying to find a Elgato cord for my PS3 earlier. I'm like, where the fuck is it? And I'm sitting here going through a stack of my PS2 cords, and I found it. I'm like, well, ain't I a sack of dick? The cords are killing each other! Okay, I got them loose.
But back on EA, you have stuff like with the Command and Conquer game on the phone.
Don't even. I will fuck someone up.
Oh my.
I will put all the rusty hooks in their dick holes.
All right, so we're not going to talk about that then. Just that it's bad.
It's too soon.
Okay.
Too soon. The wound is too soon. But it's the fact
EA
is,
was only like what, a month ago or some shit.
Yeah,
E3
that's like squeezing lemon juice into not even a paper cut, but a few steps above a paper cut. Like you get a nail through your finger, sort of thing, and then you're trying to squeeze lemon juice in that shit.
No, it's like pouring mercury into a paper cut.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
But another example is
Toxic
just
and poisonous, and it'll kill you.
But
all right then.
Another good example is the fact is the whole thing with Battlefront 2. It didn't hurt their money at all. Like, yeah, it spoke with our wallets and it changed everything profound about Battlefront 2. But if you look at their margins, there was a slight dip, but not enough. FIFA and I think NFL's pay market picked up the slack and pretty much just carried them. That's why you will never see anything change on FIFA. FIFA is their cash cow, and they will always go, nah, we're never going to change FIFA because FIFA still makes money.
Because sports as a video game, because reasons.
It's not like NFL. FIFA, there's no other company. It's the same like what happened with Street. The end there was well because
I don't know what Street is.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Explain it for the plebeians. AKA me.
I have to double check it, but Street was pretty much a version of the NFL, but a lot more rugged. It was actually more fun. So you'd have stupid shit, like when you hit someone, they would go flying, do 360 in the air. You would DDT people when you go to spear them.
Could you OTG and then anti-air combo and go for the super finisher?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Dude, does it have frames on block?
No, it does not sadly have frames on block.
That's the weakest shit ever, man.
But, what ended up happening, because I don't know if Street counts as this, but I know it counts what ended up happening is, a few years ago, the reason why you no longer see EA Sports has NHL, NFL, and things like that was the NFL games were being made by two separate companies, EA and another company. And where the EA games have kind of capped off and have been the same ever since, this other company that was up on the up and coming was making it better and better. It was getting more good, really good, and people were like, oh, I really want to play this. So instead of EA going, I want to improve my market. Yes. Swing those nunchucks. Swing those beautiful laser nunchucks.
It's like whipping my back. Alright.
But instead of EA going, hey, we can improve on our games. Nah, we're just going to buy the license out and permanently make it ours. So no one can make another NFL game.
Why?
Because then they don't have to work on the effort. They just keep making the same game, but no one else can make another NFL game because then it's like, oh yeah, we have the contract for it. You can't make another one.
Okay.
Fuck you.
So don't make an NFL game, just make a football game. Make your own teams. You know what they did for that? Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl is an exception. But most people only know NFL. And that's what ends up selling is that name NFL. Blood Bowl sells on the side, but...
Well, why doesn't someone just make their own NFL league, but they change what NFL means?
Oh, so the XFL?
Yeah, kind of. Except you still use NFL, so you just change what the words mean. It means nothing. So it's pretty much NFL football. So the F doesn't stand for football. It's nasty fake lepers football. No one cares what NFL means as long as it's just NFL football.
Probably.
So pretty much the cheap knockoff NFL.
Kind of, yeah. It's
kind of like the
the
mockbusters.
It's
but...
the B movie football.
Oh my god! See, I would actually play that just because I don't really like sports games. But then it's if it's fun and it's silly, then fuck it. I like fun and silly things.
Oh, then we could get you Blitz the League and stupid shit like that, where it's people are hitting into each other and you see bones breaking. You get it over to send someone back on the field, you just pump them full of steroids and go on the field, man! You're fine! No one gives a fuck!
Reminds me of when I was a kid and I'd play backyard football with my friends. I particularly liked tackling because there weren't really many rules when it came to tackling, so you could just bull rush somebody and spear them and just do all that shit. Whereas when you tried to play it in school, that it's oh no, tackling isn't nice. We're gonna do flag football. So
touch football for us boys.
Well, no, see, we had co-ed teams, so it was all flag football.
You couldn't touch the ladies, that'd be mean.
Take the flag, and that means that you tackled them, and then they have to sit down for a minute or something. I don't know, I forget.
There it is.
It was very boring. Whereas In backyard football, my arms would be wrapped around one of my friend's legs, and they'd be like dragging my ass halfway across the field. Pretty much. Oh my god, that shit was
Just dragging someone.
dragging the overzealous little girl. Because 9 times out of 10, it was like 9 boys to my 1 female ass, because that's just...
Your luck.
It's just I have predominantly male friends, and I honestly do not feel any shame for that.
So,
why would there be shame?
There's never shame. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, just read something that's,
Hey, no reading in this house, mister.
Oh.
We don't do the
What's that vocabulary?
The word is?
literature. We don't do that here.
Aww.
Now let me play this RPG that has a lot of written words.
Speaking of written words, here's an ancient text I never thought I'd see. There is apparently 1 blockbuster left in the continental United States.
In Bend, Oregon.
Here we see the blockbuster in its natural habitat.
The very last of its kind.
It's surrounded by broken down coin vending machines, shitty laundromats full of hobos selling crack, and Asian food markets.
If you actually look further in the back, you can see a single Pac-Man still working on the arcade. It's beautiful. It's majestic.
And here they still have not updated their inventory, so you could still get games for the Sega CD and Sega Genesis. And most importantly, the Dreamcast.
It brings a tear to your eye. Such a majestic beast. The last of the breed.
And now, we're gonna hunt it to extinction.
No, Jim!
At this point, I'm surprised that the thing's still kicking.
Actually, it would make sense, because if it's the last of its kind, most people are just going to go there just cause.
To take pictures, because apparently one guy tried to park his motorcycle out in front, and the owner actually came out and asked him to move. Like, hey, people are trying to take pictures here. The guy just looks at them like, what? What do you mean? I'm here to rent something.
No, it just makes me think of this Dennis Leary bit about Dunkin' Donuts. Where he's like, the next thing you know, they're gonna have like finger sandwiches and soup flying around. People writing poetry on computers. They're gonna have donuts in a case like relics from a former era. This is what we used to serve. Used to fry them up and sell them by the dozen. Back in the 70s. Like, that's what Blockbuster is right now at that place.
Oh, God, yeah.
This is what we used to sell. VHS and maybe DVDs. Back in the 90s.
Look at the game aisle. It's like, I just imagine the game section is still just like, you go back.
That?
That's a Nintendo 64 cartridge.
What's a cartridge?
You used to have to blow in it. And then stick it in the top of the machine. And then hit a power button. Where's the wireless controllers and the Wi-Fi? It didn't have those back then. How do I play with friends? By buying more controllers. What? And being on the same couch together. Same room. No! 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 No Wi-Fi! You can't make me! I can't have friends! I can't be social! No! No!
I miss couch co-op.
There's
still exists. It just
It's
a
dying
MMO,
breed.
much like an MMO, it shrunk.
Yeah.
Because as in the words of Halo 4, nobody plays co-op on the couch anymore. No, it's Halo 5. My bad. I almost fucked that up.
Good job. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Halo 5 got rid of the couch co-op system because the creator, the head director was like, nobody plays couch co-op anymore. They play online. So it became a running joke between me and Chris that the entire reason why is because he had no friends in the office. So he's like, why does no one want to play with me? It's like, no, nothing's wrong, Phil. I mean, it's, yeah, nobody plays couch co-op anymore. It's all online. Yeah, you know, you hang out with your friends. They all like talking and shit. Really? Yeah. So you got all these friends on the network. You just
I don't have any friends on the network, though.
Shh.
Make some?
Play
You
online?
want to play with me? Oh, sorry. I don't have a game console systems.
But you have one right there.
What are you playing right now? It's DS. It's not a console, it's a handheld. And you can't do friends on this thing, so sorry.
Leaves.
What did the boss want? Motherfucker wanted me to try and be his friend on PlayStation Network. Oh, gross. That stupid fuck. Ugh.
Then when Halo 5 Guardians comes out. Guys, we're
Hey, you want to play some Killzone Online tonight? Yeah! Da-da-da-da-da.
God, I want to play Killzone now. I hate you.
I have that.
It's so good.
I have the Shadows of the Folly.
I thought that I have to buy that one back because I have still Killzone 3. I think that's gonna be it though, because unless you guys gotta pull something out of your ass about something.
Don't make me pull stuff out my ass.
I mean, the only thing I pull out of my ass left is the fact that the creator of Assassin's Creed did not see the game going beyond a trilogy. He actually came out in an article recently and was like, I did not expect this to go as far as it did. I thought of a trilogy. I did not think it was gonna blow up into a massive franchise like it is now.
See, that's when you go, no, this is what we do, this is the set we're doing. No more, no less. That's it. If I was in charge of that shit, that's all I would fucking do. If you want to make more, you can make side games or some shit, but this is the main trilogy. This is what we need to do.
This is the canon.
We can devote more resources to 3 games than trying to make an ongoing franchise.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
Well, I mean, once Assassin's Creed 3 came out, by that point, it was just kind of... And then it just picked back up.
By the time Assassin's Creed 3 came out, didn't, 5 side games exist or some shit?
What? There was 1, 2, Brotherhood Revelations, 3. So, 2 games in between.
You know, when you said 1, 2... and you paused, I swear to God, my head popped in, buckle my shoe.
Buckle my shoe, that was one.
There was 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, Revelations. God, fucking shit. Now I'm going to have that in my head for a minute while he keeps counting up.
No, by the time 3 came out, there was 4 other games. There was 2 side games, and then just the original, just the Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. 4 was Black Flag, 5 was Unity, 6 was Syndicate, 7 is Origins, 8 is, what's her name?
Odyssey.
With, I think, 4 to 5 spin-offs.
Old
So Brotherhood, Revelations, Liberations, Rogue. Yeah, only 4. Actually, yeah, only 4 spin-offs. Because Brotherhood Revelations was the one that people loved the most because it expanded on the game. You actually got to play multiplayer, which was when they first brought that in, which was fun as hell. Revelations finished up Ezio and Altair's story, so it was like, we're done. They're done. You don't want to play Ezio, you don't want to play Altair. Liberations was the first female assassin character you got to play in New Orleans. Which she had the most interesting dynamic, being that because she was from a high-quality family in New Orleans, she actually had an outfit-changing mechanic, which would actually play into how everything went, instead of being like, Final Fantasy X-2's outfit mechanic.
Oh, God.
You're only bringing that up because you pulled the game off the shelf and saw it.
Maybe I did! Maybe I am! But still!
Yeah, I even forgot about it. I had, buried it in the shelf and left it there to die. That's
Admittedly,
so
that was my first actual exposure to Final Fantasy, and I am so ashamed.
No,
it's not a shame. It's as long as you know it's bad.
That's almost the low point at this point. 13 is the low point. I haven't played the 13-2s and Lightning Return game.
Oh no, you don't want to.
I'm just gonna encompass them in the 13 category and file it away under suck.
Yeah, they did do better, but once you go through it, and I never had a chance to play the games. I went through the story to see what it was. Once you got to 10-2 and time got introduced, and then shit just went further and further down.
Yeah,
I never got past the spider boss.
I kind of gave up on that game.
I never made it through the spider boss.
You were a good man.
I gave up on 10 as well.
That's fine. I understand.
See, I didn't even play 10.
I played 10. I actually
jumped
played
right
10
into 10
all the way to the end. I never got 100%, but I did do the cheat where it was to get Titus's weapon by dodging lightning bolts to get his ultimate weapon. If you dodged just enough, perfectly.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up on that game. I gave up on 10-2. I gave up on 13. I got really far, too. I was almost near the end, I think.
Then you just kind of...
Fuck this piece of shit. The free roaming aspect didn't come in until, fucking almost after 3/4 of the game was done. I'm like, fuck that. No, fuck it. You couldn't change parties until that point either. Your party members until that point either. So it's like, fuck it.
So that was pretty much me reading Twilight New Moon, and then I never picked up the series again.
Good. Anyways.
Are we talking the original or the gender swap version?
Oh, dear
Oh
God.
God! No! Actually, here's the She only did the first book. She only did the first book. I would have given her credit if she had done the entire series through. I would have given her so much more credit.
You know, dealing with Edith Cullen and Bertram Swan or whatever the fuck his name was.
Bertram Swan. I don't want to see a movie with that. It's like, hello, I am Bertram Swan.
I don't know if it was Bertram or Bo, but it was some stupid B name.
I still like when we saw that shit in, fucking, was it Barnes & Noble?
Yes.
I saw that shit, I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this shit? They're re-releasing the book or something? Is this a new one? Like, no, that's a gender swap version. What?
Yeah, because the creator.
Then there's the car ride home where I'm just like halfway back to Manny's place, actually.
Yeah.
To Manny's place. I'm just like, God, what the fuck was that shit? Like, what did they do? Just like swap the names? Like, Edward is Edwina, and Bella is
Bertram or Bo or something like that.
I'm retelling a story. No, I'm retelling a story. So don't interrupt, or you're gonna ruin it.
Sorry.
I swear. This has got to be and fucking. I got to start over too. So pretty much, I sat there. I was like gesturing hardcore in the dead of night in my car while driving, just like, what the fuck is this shit? This is like Edward is gonna be fucking Edwina. And Bella's gonna be, and then I stopped for like a good half a minute, just like letting my brain process. I swear I could hear the DSL sound in the back of my mind, trying to connect to the internet to figure something out. And then something like slapped it hard enough that it clicked. And like, Bella's gonna be Bela Lugosi? I mean, what is this?
I mean, I would roll with that. I would have actually been okay with Bela Lugosi.
Tell me, what am I? A vampire? I
want that now.
I just say vampire. It's just I just put Bela Lugosi in that actress's spot to be Bella Swan. It's just like it's like I can't remember the fucking script of it all. Fuck. Oh,
I love that.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Some part of him wanted to drink my blood, but I was irrecoverably and something else in love with him. I did that shit in the car and all the way back into Manny's place. Everyone was dying laughing, especially every time I'd stop, have that minuscule pause and go.
It's because like now
it fits. It's just I see Bela Lugosi doing it now, and I kind of wish we could get some CG shit going to swap her out with Bela Lugosi and reread the lines. Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
You're a vampire.
Okay, to answer your question, it's Beau, Beau, for Bella, Edith, Edythe, and Julie for Jacob. Also better known as Jules. Which, at that point, no, you cannot steal Jules unless he has Jerry curls and is played by Samuel L. Jackson.
You said Jules, I was almost hoping for gems, and that could be like, they're truly outrageous.
Yeah.
Truly outrageous.
See, the only reason why I even read New Moon.
I just Bo, really? They
Yeah.
went with that?
Boo. And it's literally...
I don't want a stigma in my brain attached to Critical Role right now.
But...
Because one of the characters being played in there is Beauregard, nicknamed Bo.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and I don't want that stigma attached to my brain.
just think of Bela Lugosi.
I don't want to imagine Bela Lugosi playing that character, because that would be horrifying.
I mean,
The
theoretically...
character's already like half a surfer chick. Just like, yeah, man, what's up?
Oh,
Then she does that weird thing with her mouth before she says every line. It's fucking annoying as shit.
Again, it'd be perfect to play Bela Lugosi, because there'd be no monotone change. It's just replacing balsa wood with Bela Lugosi. At least I can laugh. I can get something out of it.
To be fair, I could not watch that movie ever. I refused to ever watch the Twilight movies ever. And then Riff Tracks came out.
And my God.
And my God, it makes it so much. It makes it watchable. It really does.
Rift Tracks can make anything watchable.
I need to look these riff tracks up now.
Oh God,
it's done by the same guy. These are the guys. This is Mr. Size Theater. When those guys finished that show, this is what they did after.
Nice.
So you basically Lord of the Rings, they riff tracked it. Iron Man, Marvel movies, they riff tracked them. Transformers, they riff tracked it. Star Trek, they riff tracked.
See, here's the thing about it. I can never watch. I can never sat through Lord of the Rings, and I cannot sit through Lord of the Rings personally.
Neither can I, to be honest.
I have tried.
So
I have failed. I have
So
tried
hard.
when freaking who did it? TBS had their marathon, not just the regular marathon, but
They're
the marathon
like
with the extended
6-day
cut.
marathon with the 6-day cuts that just takes fucking forever.
It takes half a day. It takes 12 hours to watch every Lord of the Rings movie back to back with the extended Peter Jackson director's cut.
Commercials or no commercials?
It's no commercials.
Oh, dear sweet Lord.
There's a reason why when the movie was shown in theaters, there were intermissions.
That shit was long.
Yeah. Oh, they did Kroll.
That shit was so
They did Kroll, Sharknado, Sharknado 2, Birdemic,
Oh my god, Birdemic.
Dragon Wars, D-War,
Oh God, that movie. Oh.
Battlefield Earth,
All right, Nick. That's Merlin. Oh, they did Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, Samurai Cop. I'm looking through Puppet Master.
Dear Lord.
Oh yeah, Puppet Master, which is
Dear Lord.
our friend Oscar's one of his favorite horror movies.
Oh god, Super Mario?
Super Mario Brothers.
The thing that doesn't
movie,
exist?
The movie starring fucking
It's
John
John Leguizamo and
Cool as
Ice.
Oh no.
Rise and shine, bitch! We're going to Disneyland. Oh, there's so many on here. It's so little
God.
time.
It's a Red Dawn,
Oh, yep.
the classic one, I think. Oh my god.
Is that the Brave Little Toaster or is that something else?
No, it's something called Laser Mission.
Okay, because I see a toaster with a face. I'm like,
Space Mutiny. Which they already did something for, but oh well. But yeah, anyway, continue.
Oh, God, I actually lost my train. Yeah, because this all segued from the fact of the whole Assassin's Creed thing with Liberations.
yeah.
And how the girl in there would have either a high society outfit, her regular assassin outfit, or her slave outfit. And each one had advantages and disadvantages. If you dressed as... Oh, God, Little Shop of Horrors. If you dressed as a slave, you could get into certain areas, but you couldn't you couldn't assassin or you couldn't stealth or anything like that. It's just, hey, you're a slave, you have to kind of blend in with other slaves. If you dress in your noble outfit, you had a umbrella dart gun, but that was it. It was just, you're dressed as a noblewoman, so you could hide out in public, walk around, and none of the guards would bother you or anything like that. And if you're dressed in your assassin outfit, the guards would notice you because it's like, hey, who's that woman running around on rooftops? Get her. Brr. Then you go into Black Flag, which introduced pirates, which is the reason why everybody's boner came back for Assassin's Creed. Because it was like, hey, that ship mechanic that you loved in 3, here's a game mostly about that. You love it. Then we got into Unity, and that's when the face came off.
Oh god.
As everyone will always say, face.
Oh god, it was weird.
It had so many problems. You had the Fabio hair.
The Fabio hair, the eyeballs and teeth making out with the other eyeballs and
That's
teeth.
what I meant the face off.
I know, but it was still disturbing as shit.
And because of that, that's when the company went like, you know what, I think we fucked up. We're going to take a step back. We're going to take a few years to make these games.
Because we can't be dealing with that shit anymore.
And that's when you got Syndicate, and then you got Origins. And now Odyssey. Which, Odyssey, I do not consider an Assassin's Creed game. It's more of just an open world RPG.
That just so happens to have that weird logo.
Pretty much, that's all
And
it is.
something about an apple, because...
And a Minotaur!
Yeah, Minotaur, giant scorpions, whatever else.
I mean,
like
if
that.
They
actually...
showed a fucking Minotaur in the trailer.
Well,
I know.
alright then.
Oh, I know, they showed them
So
in the trailer.
at that point, stop calling it Assassin's Creed. Just
Why didn't they just, like...
go with Odyssey.
No,
Just
why
call
did they
it
make an Assassin's Creed game? Why not just make a fucking mythological Greek game?
That's what I mean. That's why I'm issue. Because
I
it's
mean,
like,
I know there's
if you
Kratos God
look
of War, but...
But no, that's the thing. If you look
Kratos
at
is its own little
Little
wacky
thing.
Universe.
wacky little, like... that kind
adventure.
of bullshit.
But
this would have been great if it was a thing.
That's the thing, though. If you look at it, that's why I don't consider it an Assassin's Creed game, because it's like everything you look at in Odyssey is not an Assassin's Creed game. It's not like you're a hidden assassin. You're a mercenary for hire with the Spear of Leonidas as your short weapon. You can use other weapons, and the entire thing is, oh, you're during the Peloponnesian War, so you're just a mercenary for hire. Go do stuff in this open world. So it's like, so there's no Templars, there's nothing about the Assassin Order, there's nothing about some mystical artifact, and even if there is, it's very scant and far between.
There's no chaotic apple.
There's none of that. It's just like, I'm like, okay, so then it's like, yeah, it's an open world RPG. It's like, so it's just an open world RPG, you're just slapping the Assassin's Creed name on because you know that will sell. If you
The sad part is, I might buy it because of the setting, and that's the only reason.
And that's what I mean.
Admittedly, I like Greek mythology too. So
we discussed this. We discussed this in fucking the third podcast we did.
Yes, we did.
It was just the three of us. Because I finished editing that one not too long ago, and oh my god.
Well, we can edit this part out.
Technically, it would be a while back in concerns for this, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Time
It's
third
wonky.
episode, they know, because we were talking about Hades and hell and the depictions of hell in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Dante's Inferno and crap. But no, like, Greek mythology rings so much, like, true with me in terms of, like, all the shit it has.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's interesting. Like I said, I'm just not excited for it personally after playing Origins, just because it feels like a reskin of Origins, where it's just like, hey, we're cutting out more of the Assassin stuff and putting more RPGs. It's like, then why call it Assassin's Creed? Call it something else. Make this a new franchise. I would have no problem. This is a new franchise, and it's like, you're playing as a mercenary during the Peloponnesian War. This is an open world RPG. It has some elements from Assassin's Creed, but we're making this its own thing.
I love that shit.
That's fine.
I would go down on that shit. I would fucking play that shit.
Throw Daedalus and Icarus in there, for fuck's sake. Like,
just take out the Assassin's Creed name, throw in more mythological shit, and, like, give it a little bit more flav and shit, and just make it interesting.
And there you
just
go.
Make it a Greek journey, an odyssey.
And again,
you would have a fucking game.
And I wouldn't have a problem with it. But slapping the Assassin's Creed name on it makes it feel like, okay, so this has to connect back to Assassin's Creed somehow. You've barely been able to keep it connected anyways since the past few games, because since Desmond died off in 3, there's really no reason to go, hey, well, you're going to be playing as this person in the real world. It's like, no, most of the time you spend that time in the Animus. Most people skip over the cutscenes. Hell, I skip over most of it because there's no point. It's like, I'm just literally following, it's like a blank face character as you look through their eyes. It's like, hey, you're new to Abstergo. You're going to work for it's like working for our game division, so you're going to work on the Pirates one. Okay, how long do I have to sit out here before I can just go back into the Pirates? Okay, how long do I have to sit out here until I can go back in? It's like, no, you never even leave the game in freaking, Syndicate. Syndicate, you just never leave the Animus. You're just in it permanently. So it's just like, yeah, you have no reason to leave. It's like, oh yeah, here's some secret meta shit. But yeah, you're just gonna see a quick video and we're gonna go right back into the game. Because it's like...
At least they figured it out. People don't want to be outside the fucking Animus.
That's the thing, because...
Unless they give you a reason to be outside the Animus, you shouldn't leave the Animus except for, like, a cutscene.
Yeah.
And unless they start building some shit you can start doing in the real world as part of the game, like, make it optional that you can do shit in the real world.
Yeah.
Make it two different aspects of the game. You can go back in time and relive the memories, or you can go back to the real world and start functioning as this modern-day assassin. That would be clever. That would be smart.
That would be clever.
That actually was what
don't build in a, hey, you gotta pee every 2 hours mechanic. That's just stupid.
Nah, they just shove them in the Animus and stick a catheter in them.
Kinda, yeah, because that's... Here's the thing about that. As much as he jokes about that, as it's pointed out in Assassin's Creed, I believe it's Brotherhood, when Desmond gets out of the Animus and he starts he eats a burger, one of the girls calls him out for it because she's vegan. This is back before the whole SJW blow-up vegan thing. And so she calls him out on it, and he's like, I've been stuck in that motherfucker for weeks! I don't have other options! I have to eat! Hell, most of the time in Abstergo, they actually have you hooked to IVs because you'll be lost in the memories for so long that you will waste away in real life. So it's like, yeah, we have you on an IV, we have everything hooked up. So yeah, you'll probably end up getting a catheter if it was like you were in there long enough.
Like, I don't like the fact you're eating a burger and you can look the other way.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably one
if they got their beliefs, I got my belief.
No,
why should I fucking cater myself to them?
Oh no,
they ain't gonna cater themselves to me.
Oh yeah, he does call around on that shit. But that also led to one of my favorite lines, which was which is where I fucked up, actually. The burger thing was a separate thing. The talk about the animus time was, Desmond gets out, he looks at a statue of Altair and goes, "Hey, what's the matter with you, Altair?" The girl goes, "That's racist." He's like, "You're a racist!" One of the other girls goes, "Really? Are you guys really doing this right now?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I have so much opinion in it. I've been stuck in that fucking thing, that machine for a goddamn week. What am I supposed to do? I need this! I need this!"
At least they made the interactions kind of funny.
Yeah, it's because they developed a friendship. That's the thing about it. The Desmond character develops friendship, which is the reason why him dying in 3 and us playing, like, them kind of saying, like, "Oh, you're a new kid working for Abstergo," which is just Ubisoft. Mm-hmm. Or, no, it's straight up Ubisoft. It's just, they're literally just saying, "We're Ubisoft." Or, "Oh, hey, you're this kid who got the portable Animus system," which is pretty much the equivalent of the PlayStation 4. "Yeah, play it at home, and oh, hey, you have a hacked version, so yeah, here's some shit that you weren't supposed to see."
Whoopsies.
So wait, Desmond died?
Desmond dies in 3.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, at the end of 3.
I never played anything beyond 1.
Now, didn't one of y'all say, "Hey, wouldn't it have been interesting if when Desmond died, it goes even further into the future and someone was actually looking through his memories?"
Yeah, what I brought up the fact was that when Desmond died, it just said at the end of the game, desynchronized, because it makes a meta thing of like, okay, now it's like, okay, who the fuck was following Desmond? Because,
and also, why would you follow Desmond since, he didn't do shit?
Actually, considering the fact is that he's kind of the reason why everything's kind of going to shit. At the same time, the world was saved. Yeah.
Alright, fair
Because by the end of 3, it was meant to be that, the world was going to end in a massive solar flare. But, it's, at the end of the game, you make no decision. Desmond just does it as a character and just goes, "Oh yeah, if you release this evil bitch, she has a chance to take over the world. But, she'll save the world." It's like, okay, maybe we can think of another plan, maybe something else. He goes, "No, I'm gonna hit the button," kills himself, and when he dies, she's freed, she saves the world from the solar flare, it kind of just quickly cuts the credits, and then the only other time we see Desmond's body is in Black Flag. They take his DNA, and that's why you're playing as Edward, not Edward Kenway, but, the pirate one in 4, but it's also that you can find a video where they find Desmond's dead body, and they take it. And that's how they get the DNA for the other games.
Again, I like the desynchronization idea better. But it's like, nope. Desmond's just dead.
Yep. Night, folks.
Would it work better if they actually, put a little bit more thought into it? Ugh.
It's what happens when you make a game once a year. It's like you cut your story just like...
You got your teams working too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would put more time into it.
Shit, if they had made...
There's a lot of things that would have been saved with a little bit more thought.
If they had made Connor more interesting, I would have loved Assassin's Creed 3. We're in America during the American Revolution. This would be very interesting if my character wasn't balsa wood.
Yeah.
I am a warrior first, not an assassin. I am an assassin warrior. You are doing wrong things. Actually, we're trying to save your people. You're fucking this up. Fuck you. I am warrior.
Get out of here, little wooden boy.
Oh, no, I made this worse. It's like, "Father, you killed my mother." No, George Washington was the one who made the orders, you idiot.
What was that kid from Ed, and Eddie with the stick for a friend?
Oh, John 2x4.
John 2x4? What was the stick's name?
Plank.
Okay, yeah. You're just playing Plank throughout the game, and fucking Johnny 2x4 is the main villain because he's also trying to track you down. I'm gonna find my friend! Plank! My freedom. We're on a break. Go away.
Assassin's Creed 3 is just... I know people who like the game, but I go, no, he's the most blandest one and the dumbest one. Because everything he does, he never thinks it through.
Makes shit worse.
It's never like, "Oh man, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing a good thing. Oh great, this just made it worse. Oh great, my people just got kicked off their land by George Washington, who's supposed to be my friend. Oh great, I caused this. Oh great, the guy who I trust, when proved evidence, he's like, he doesn't trust his father at this point in the game. He's like, "Oh, I don't trust you," even though we're working together. He goes, "Alright, I can show you, I will find a proof to help you, trust me." He goes into George Washington's tent and he goes, "See this? This note was from Washington stating the destruction of your village." It straight up says that, and he goes, "No, you're evil because you probably knew about this." He just found it! It's not like he pulled it out of his ass. He literally just walked into George Washington's tent while you guys were talking, looked around and saw the note and goes, yeah, here. George Washington is trying to kill your people. I'm trying to help you.
That's fascinating. I'm gonna let you finish. But you got another settlement to say.
another settlement needs our help.
Dude, I swear to God, if they put that kind of shit in fucking 76, I'm gonna walk to fucking Bethesda and just, like, junk punch somebody.
I feel like it's gonna be more of, like, they'll do that more as a joke. It'll be like one character says it as an off thing.
Dude, if they... what they should do is have that one character say it, and then they get sniped. Oh,
No.
by the way, another settlement needs your...
Or another character punches that character in the face. Either one would be acceptable to me.
Just, no,
Bobrovsky!
what settlement? There's no other settlements around! Everybody's dead!
Actually, there are settlements all over the place.
I know, but it's like, that's just a reaction.
But nobody's out of the vault yet, so technically we shouldn't have that problem.
No,
Yet.
it's very few and far between settlements.
Yet.
We're the first vault to open. It'll be beautiful and majestic as we just surf.
All the loot everywhere. We should have no one we have to kill or fight. It should be peaceful.
Oh, hey, what the fuck?
That's a dragon bat.
What the fuck is that? What's the
Dude, I can't wait to kill those things.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to kill those fucking things. It's gonna be fun. I want to find myself a minigun. I just kind of want to sit on top of something. Just go, Wolverines!
I'm waiting for that, and I'm waiting for the moment when that and a Murloc Queen show up at the exact same time, and it's just like, oh, what fresh hell is this?
I'd kind of just grab you, Dimitri, pull you back into like a doorway, and just hide in the shadows and be like, let them fight.
Just destroying stuff. It's like, I'm gonna record this real fast. It's majestic. The entire time it's like,
break out one of those old time cameras that you gotta fucking crank on the side that you gotta record shit with. This is great stuff, man.
Eventually,
Chris movie.
You hear Chris going, guys, why aren't you helping me? What?
We are helping you, Chris. We're recording your epic deeds.
Gets picked up, carried
We'll
off.
show
like,
it to our
shit.
children's children. They will sing of your many
Exploits.
heroic.
No, it's just like, why aren't you guys helping? He looks over and you're just like piling bodies one on top of the other, and I'm just kind of like sitting by a fire, just like spinning a rotisserie, just like, don't worry, Chris. Dinner will be ready on time. Don't you worry. I'm helping as much as I can.
I'm looting bodies and putting them away. You gotta organize bodies.
Hey, I'm clearing this path out so we can start building once we're done. And who knows, maybe if we find a fat boy and a nuke, we can launch these bodies into the air like confetti. Woo-wee! Dude, have you ever done that?
Yes, I have.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
They just go, boosh! And ragdoll through the air. Some of them will explode into chunks and just go flying, just like, Wah!
I've done that. I've punched a Deathclaw into orbit.
Oh, I've got something to show you when we're done with this.
Oh, good lord!
Oh,
In fact, we've been going on for a while.
Yeah, why not?
We wound down with Assassin's Creed, and then we finished off with the funny shit of Fallout 76.
As the fat boy just cleans the side of your head.
Oh, yeah. So, that's going to be it for this time, folks. We'll see you later. Stay salty, my friends. Hit that motherfucking like button. Smash that motherfucking like button. And...
Bye!
That settlement needs our help.
I'm going to kill you.